Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Welcome to this fun live stream, I want to say, where we will be chatting tonight. And then I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to give spirit readings. So I'll be doing mediumship, which is connecting to your deceased loved ones. I'll be doing psychic readings and then oracle card readings. Not in order, just whatever spirit tells me to do. That's kind of the way I do that. So, my name is Lauri Albert. I'm a spiritual medium, in case you don't know who I am. So, and I am so excited to be here. I love doing these lives. They're just so much fun. I don't know. That's just kind of the way I like to describe it, because it's fun. And I hope you have fun too. That would be the whole point. Hi, Bax. Nice to see you. If you're here, put your name in the chat. Would love to see and say hello, hello. Okay, but I've got this great conversation, our little chat. I only chat for a couple of minutes, so there you go, right? Before we jump into the readings. But before we jump into those readings, I want to chat about our theme for the week. Okay. I have a Patreon page, and every week I create a new theme for the week. And it's so spirit just has me rocking and rolling on it. It's amazing. What I get to do on this Patreon page. It's called The Spirit Room. It is patreon.com/Lauri Albert. Free to join. Not even a big deal. Okay. Anyway. All right, so that being said, this week's theme is about living your truth. And, I think that it's a topic that's talked about a lot. But tonight, we're going to talk about the humanness and the spiritual aspect of it. Okay? So, and it sounds like, it sounds like that this theme, living your truth, is all super spiritual and deep and mystical and all that stuff. But, honestly, living your truth can show up in the most human and everyday ways. Okay? If you think about it. And I think that sometimes we imagine that living our truth. Bex, you're on here twice. I love that. Okay, sorry, I gotta go back. I think that sometimes when we talk about the idea of living our truth, it means that we suddenly become these sort of glowing spiritual beings, and we meditate for 14 hours a day, and, wear flowy robes and chakras. It's all about crystals and all of that kind of stuff. And that, honestly, we never get annoyed by traffic. We never get worried about stuff, all of that kind of stuff. Okay. But meanwhile, I feel like that real spiritual growth can look like this too. I need a nap, or this relationship feels off, or I actually don't want to keep pretending anymore. Okay? So it's stuff like that. That's like real life stuff. Okay? And what I'm going to say here is this. Living your truth is not about becoming less human. Living your truth is actually about being more honest inside your humanity. Okay, so whenever I was saying a minute ago, I need to take a nap. Okay, the other day, full disclosure, oh my goodness, I was not having a good day, right? So what was happening was that I was tired. I slept almost all day because I was thinking about my humanity. And I took that nap. I slept like all day long. It was kind of bizarre, right? But at any rate, so here's my point. Mixing of the two, okay? Spirit doesn't ask us to float above life. Spirit asks us to show up for it authentically. Okay? authentically, and here's the thing. It might be messy sometimes. It might be emotional. It might be beautiful, but it might be awkward at the same time. Okay. And here's the interesting point of all of this. I think that one of the biggest sort of spiritual lessons that we can learn is realizing that you don't have to split yourself into categories. You don't have to be the spiritual version of you over here, and then the exhausted, emotional, and snack-loving human being over here. You get to be both. And it took me so long to learn that. Yeah. Okay. And you can be deeply intuitive and still have doubts about stuff. You can trust spirit, but still feel nervous. You can hold light and still be in a healing phase. And when, I don't know, I feel like that takes so much pressure off. It's actually what makes you more relatable in your life. And that's what makes you real. Okay. So I also think that living your truth means paying attention to what your soul keeps whispering underneath all of the noise. Because your truth usually doesn't scream. Think that through for just a minute. When was the last time that you felt that your truth was screaming? It doesn't. It kind of nudges. And it might repeat itself quietly. It might tap you on the shoulder at 2 a.m. Oh my gosh, how many times has that happened to me? And your truth will say things like, this path isn't exactly working for me. And I actually did that the other night, and I'll, talk about that later. But, or it might say, I've outgrown this. Or it might say, I'm allowed to want more joy in my life. Okay. Or it might say, I don't have to shrink to make people feel more comfortable. Okay. The really, I in my head, okay, this is my truth, right? Really, really sometimes truth can be inconvenient. And spirit has terrible timing occasionally too, okay? That just happens. Because we're living our humanness and our spirituality, okay? Our soul will ask us to grow right in the middle of that comfort zone. Okay. But the beautiful thing is this: every single time that you become more honest with yourself, your energy shifts, your energy changes, and you might feel lighter. You might feel clearer. You might feel more connected. And not because your life suddenly becomes perfect, but because you stop fighting yourself internally. Okay. So now, honestly, I really feel like that people can feel that authenticity. Okay. So think that through for just a minute. There's something magnetic about someone who is simply being real. And you know what I'm talking about. You've met those people. Not performing spiritually. You can tell when somebody's performing spiritually. You can tell when somebody is performing humanly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, And it's not just trying to be impressive, It's just being open and being compassionate and being true to yourself. So tonight, maybe this is your reminder. You do not have to become somebody else to be spiritual. You do not have to earn your intuition. You do not have to pretend that you have everything figured out. How does that make you feel? How does that make you feel? And to me, that doesn't it take like the pressure off? In my head, it takes the pressure off. Just saying, your humanity does not ruin your spirituality. Your humanity is actually part of your sacred experience. Okay. And maybe living your truth starts with something very small tonight. Let's just consider that, taking one deep breath. That can be living your truth. Telling yourself the truth about what it is that you need, or finally giving yourself permission. I love that. Giving yourself permission to take up space exactly how you are. That is the magic. That is the magic. So, if anybody has any questions about this or thoughts on this, I would love to hear them. How does this conversation hit you? How does it land within you? Oh, we've got Tim. Hi, Tim from South Carolina. Oh, I'm so glad you're catching this live as well. Thanks for being here. It's very fascinating, this whole conversation of being your truth, and like I was saying before, oh my gosh, I have a couple of, and I have a couple of examples of living my truth. I had to, and some of you may know this, I had to cancel a couple things last week because I wasn't feeling it. And I'm an Aries, I have this overwhelming feeling of, I really need to do my best and I need to do, that whole thing. And even if I was always taught, because I was a performer when I was younger, and the show must go on. Okay. So that's kind of like ingrained in my brain. I remember one time, oh my God, you guys, seriously, I was, sorry to be graphic, but I was puking, right? But I ran off stage. I would puke for a few minutes and then I would come back on and finish the show because the show must go on. And so that's been ingrained in my head. But I got to be honest, I'm really in that frame of mind now of, it's in a whole different light. I had to cancel a couple of events last week, and I was really kind of scared about that. Like scared about what people would think and all of that stuff, Oh my gosh, Tim says he's in Aries and Taurus cusp on the 19th. Well, happy belated birthday. My birthday was the 16th of April, so yay. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. So now, if anybody has any questions, bring it on. If you are interested in having a reading, we don't have amazing amounts of people on here, so I would love to give you a reading if you'd like it. Get your questions ready. I love this. I love this. So there's that. Okay, so what are we doing? I am giving mediumship and psychic and oracle card readings. Oh, for those of you that don't know, I got a new deck, and it's called I don't know if you can see it, the Lunar Magic deck. And it is Alice Kendall, and it is, I always say this, that because I also have the Sacred Forest deck and the Sacred Destiny deck by Denise Lynn, who I love. Okay. Now, here's the fun thing. I can just feel the energy coming off these decks of cards, okay? I can tell when there's a deck of cards coming there, and I can, I'll be in a store, and I'll lift up the deck and I'll be like, ooh, it feels really high vibrational. So I can always tell. It's kind of interesting. I can always tell when the deck of cards was created in the highest vibration. Love that. So yeah. Okay, so I want to say a couple things because I'm kind of feeling like I can't see any comments happening on Facebook. Okay, so if you would like to talk to me or if you want a reading, I feel like that you should probably go to the YouTube page. For some reason, the Facebook thing does not seem to be working. I do not understand why. So yeah, I got to figure that out, so yeah. So, okay. So what I'm going to start out by doing, I'm going to start off by giving us a reading for all of us. Okay. This is for the community, for all of us. Okay. So, and I'm using the Lunar Magic deck. All right. So I'm going to start off with this. Oh, I got the dolphin. I love the dolphin. Oh my gosh. My girlfriends, we all have a group of girls that we hang out together and we call ourselves the Dolphins. And this is the card. It says dolphin and it's happiness, positivity, success, and fun. Fun. Okay. I really feel like for all of us, I think that the energy has been, and you guys tell me if this makes sense to you. The energy has been a little wonky the last couple of days. Have you guys noticed that? Oh my gosh, I was driving today and it was crazy. There were people coming out of left field, like zoom, and I'm a pretty fast driver, dare I say it. I'm a pretty fast driver, but people were just flying in front of me and just whatever. And, it was just bizarre. It was bizarro. And I was in the grocery store and it felt like that people in the grocery store was doing the same thing with their cards, So the bottom line is that even though the energy might be feeling a little bit wonky, a little bit funky, okay? It's important to remain, and nothing is retrograde. Actually, Pluto, I believe, has gone retrograde. I think that starts today. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that Pluto has now gone. It might be Saturn. I don't remember. I'm not, I'm one of those, I'm a little bit dangerous with it. But yeah, so even though, however you are experiencing this energy, staying in that positive place, even if somebody cuts you off or something, I usually wave and go, bye-bye, thank you, kind of thing. That's the smart thing. Okay, so, all right. Okay, Tim, it's you. It's time. I would love to hear a message that you would bring. I don't ask focus questions. Absolutely. I get it. But a general message, bring affirmations. I love it. Oh my gosh, Tim, you're awesome. Because I got to tell you, I am like the queen of affirmations. Okay, not like Louise Hay. I will say that. But I love, I do, on my Patreon page, I do a Wednesday meditation, and I love doing an affirmation with that. So it's a lot of fun. Okay, so I am going to start out by pulling you, Tim, a card from the Sacred Forest deck. I was looking at it and I wasn't seeing it. Oh, did one turn over? Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Tim, is that I'm going to pull you a card from the Sacred Forest deck. I call it the fairy deck because it's cute. Okay, so Tim. Oh, wow, this is interesting. Okay, so I pulled the Crystal Cave card, and it says trust. Okay, so if you see that here. And Tim, give me yeses and nos, okay? And tell me if it makes sense, that sort of thing. I'm getting that you're going to love this. I really want to say you have a problem with trust, but not that you don't trust. I feel like you trust everybody. And I don't want to say that it's a problem, right? It's not a problem necessarily, but you trust so many people. And I feel like that you're a beautiful soul. Your energy, as I'm tapping into your energy, it feels light. It feels loving. It feels, you just feel like you're a loving soul. Okay. And it's so interesting because I feel, and I don't know you at all, but I really feel like that if you don't already have deal with oracle card decks or anything like that, do you have oracle card decks, or do you mess around with tarot at all or anything? Because I feel like that, I don't know, I feel called to tell you that if you aren't already playing around with oracle decks, I love oracle decks, okay? You should try it, okay? You have an oracle deck. Okay, awesome. I feel like that I'm really want to talk to you about this. Not to sort of push you into that realm. And if you want to, either if you are intuitive and you want to give readings, that's fine. But I don't want to push you in that direction. But I feel like that right now would be a great time for you to start to bring that on for yourself. Okay. Bringing on the lunar magic. I can't remember the names of these decks for some reason. Just pull yourself a card in the morning, or pull yourself a card. Oh, you haven't used it in a while. Okay. So this is kind of your little spirit nudge to maybe start to pull yourself a card, just in the morning, just for fun, and not making it be any big dramatic thing, and you can, and I always tell my students this, you're going to laugh. I always tell my students this: don't read the book with oracle cards. With oracle decks, you want to maybe read the booklet that comes with it occasionally. Okay. But utilize your intuition when you do that. Okay. Instead of reading the booklet that comes along. Now, tarot, whole different animal. Okay. There are set tarot things. I do oracle because I'm very intuitive, but my daughter, she's also very intuitive, but she loves the tarot stuff, that sort of thing. So I just want to say, I feel like spirit is telling you. Actually, I feel like I have a guide here for you. Oh, okay. I'm going to back up just for a minute. I feel like I have a guide here for you. It's a male guide, and it feels like, I feel like that I'm supposed to talk to you about your intuitiveness. Is that even a word? I don't even know if that's a word, but I want to try to incorporate you. Your guide is telling me to start to incorporate your intuition into your everyday life. And oh my gosh, isn't that crazy? Because what I was talking about a few minutes ago was, living your truth, human and spiritual, and melding the two. So this is so interesting because that's what I'm kind of getting for you. Starting to trust your own intuition a little bit more than maybe you have been, and maybe come back to it. Because based on what you said a minute ago, you haven't used it in a while. I feel like I'm supposed to talk to you about coming back into your intuition. Very interesting. Tim, your energy is so beautiful. It is bright, and it is trusting and loving, all of that. And I think that is absolutely amazing. I love talking with people with your energy. That's my favorite thing. You've been stuck recently. Yeah, I can kind of tell based on this reading because, here I am telling you to pull out that oracle deck, and start trusting yourself, trusting your own intuition a little bit more, okay? Yeah, and dare I say it, because I'm a meditation teacher, but sit in meditation for a little bit. Doing that 10 minutes a day. So what? It's 10 minutes. So you get up early. I have a friend who does, Frank, hi Frank. I have a friend who does, oh my gosh, what was I going to say? I have a friend who is a medium and a psychic and intuitive and stuff. And I keep Spirit, every time I give her a reading, it's like Spirit wants you to meditate. You're supposed to meditate. You're supposed to meditate. Oh my God, Oh my gosh. The deck that you have is Heal Yourself. Oh, that is great. Tim, I would love for you to join the Patreon page. It's free. It's free. I think you would get a lot out of it. Okay. Yeah. Join my Patreon page. It's free to join. I do lives on there. There's all kinds of different interesting stuff on there. So yeah, join that, and I send out like little, I call them spirit love notes and journal prompts and meditation, stuff like that. So yeah, it's really kind of cool. So all right, so let me see if there's anything else that your guide wants to tell you. I feel like that this guide is, I almost kind of feel like that this guide is sort of, this is going to sound strange, but like a teacher. I feel very like whenever this guide is like standing right here, and I feel like that this guide, I want to sit up straight. I want to listen to what they say. That's really interesting. Really, really interesting. Yeah. So yeah, start to like tune into that guide with your meditation and stuff. I think that would be fantastic. So, all right. So Tim, I'm going to leave you with that. Gorgeous soul. So thank you for sharing yourself with all of us. I appreciate that. So, okay. So I got to be honest. Okay. So Yellow Rose is Bex, but Bex Fawn, who is Bex Fawn? Is that Marcy? Interesting. And Frank, how are you, my friend? I've been thinking about you this week, and I had all kinds of weird stuff going on. Having computer issues, right? So it's been really good. Oh, wait. Okay, so Yellow Rose is Marcy, but Bex Fawn is Bex. Gotcha. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so, all right. So Marcy says, Yellow Rose, what do I need to know for my highest good? I love that. Okay, so I am supposed to pull, oh, you know what? I don't even need to pull a card. Whoa, that's really weird. I sat down. I wish you guys could have seen that because my decks are sitting in front of me and you don't have the camera isn't on them. Oh my gosh. I was picking up this deck and Spirit was like, no. So I went to go put it down and this card flew over. Okay. I don't think I touched it. Okay. So and it's supposed to be this card for you. That is crazy. Okay. So, all right. Okay, so Marcy, this is for you. You've got the Ancient Oak Spirit, and it says strength. Strength. I love this for you. And what I'm trying to say, or what I'm hearing Spirit say, is that I really kind of feel like that you are stronger than you know. I'm just going to say it that way. You have more strength than you realize. And you are just right now scratching the surface of what you're supposed to be learning for yourself spiritually. This is all about spiritual. Okay. Yeah. I love this for you. You're scratching the surface. You have a lot to learn, but I feel like it's going to go fast. And when I say a lot to learn, I don't necessarily mean like necessarily in within mediumship or whatever, right? I mean, spirit is like, I feel like that spirit is beginning to really flood you and give you these downloads. Have you noticed that you wake up in the morning maybe just a little bit more refreshed than you used to? Because I feel like that while you're sleeping, things are starting to happen. Just divine, and this happens, divine like wisdom that you don't even know about. So you have been feeling that way. Okay. Spirit is really, really working with you on a very deep soul level. Okay. And I love that. Ooh, I can't wait for our one-on-one this week, this month, yeah, that's really amazing. I feel like that things are really moving forward for you. And what I love about the energy that I'm feeling off you right now is that it's not a hurried kind of thing. I feel like that you're getting really, really good at just allowing things to happen. And that's kind of the key to this whole thing, when I was, oh gosh, this is many years. This is probably 10 years ago. I really, really wanted to astral travel. Okay. I really, really, really wanted to astral travel. And I would be like, why aren't I doing it? Why can't I do it? And I would do these meditations and it never felt like anything was happening. And I'm like, oh, fine, I give up. I'm not going to try it anymore. So what ended up happening was is that one night I get into bed and I laid down, and before my head, and I am not lying about this, okay? Before my head even hit the pillow, I could feel myself leaving my body. Okay? So the bottom line was I was astral traveling, but I didn't, and I still don't remember. Like, it's happening subconsciously. Okay, so that's my point. All of this stuff, it can be happening subconsciously. It could be happening, because it's on that soul level. So, throwing that out there too. So, I love this for you. As a matter of fact, I'm supposed to pull one more card for you. And this one I'm shuffling, and it is the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck for you. Oh, I love this. This is great. Inner Peace. I got the Inner Peace card. Oh, that's great, right? So what this means to me, what this is telling me is that this is what I feel like, that you're there. You feel a newfound sense of peace. But let me just tell you, it's going to get even stronger. And this newfound sort of weird, like, I didn't realize that there was peace on this level feeling is coming. It's getting there. Yeah. Okay. So just be aware of that and just keep like letting go and allowing. That's the best thing, So, oh my gosh, love this for you. All right, Marcy. That's awesome. Awesome. I know. Yay. Oh, and Tim says, Carlos Castaneda introduced my interest in astral projection years ago. Yeah, I still don't know if I am anymore, but I've let go of it's got to happen right now. It needs to happen. I've got rid of that. Okay. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah. So, okay. So Frank, okay. So Tracy, I'm going to pull you a card. Yeah. Frank, I've been thinking so much about you, yeah. Anyway, sending love. I'm going to pull you a card after Tracy. Tracy is going to get a new Lunar Magic card. I'm so excited. Pulling this deck, Oh my gosh. Okay. Lunar magic for Tracy. All right, Tracy, this is for you. Ooh, this is so, I love this card for you. And I don't know you, Tracy, but your energy, I love this card for you. It is the Storm Moon. Okay. And it says, stepping away from drama. And then it says boundaries and revelation. Now, I got to tell you, so I have this thing when spirit is coming to me very strong, I'll get goosebumps that go all the way up my back and onto my head. And so on the top of my head, I've got goosebumps. I know that sounds really bizarre and strange, but that's spirit kind of telling me that this is big. Okay. This is strong. This is a strong message. All right. So Tracy, this message of stepping away from the drama is super important for you to know right now. Okay. I feel like that people are trying to involve, and give me yeses and nos because I want to know if this makes sense to you. Okay. I'm not scared of no. I was saying that yesterday. I was doing a live on the Inside Timer and I was like, I'm not scared of no. So if this makes no sense, let me know, kind of thing. But Tracy, I really feel like that there are people in your life that are trying to pull you into their drama. And because you are such an empath, and again, I don't know you in person, but I'm reading your energy. I feel like that you are such an empath. You care deeply about other people. And I love that, right? However, sometimes people pull us into their, yes, I'm an empath too. And until I learned how to get a hold of it, it became almost debilitating, right? Because people tried to pull me into their drama, So the bottom line to this is, Tracy, is that start to set up those boundaries for yourself, because I feel like that something is coming. If it hasn't already happened, tell me if this makes sense to you. Has it already happened to you? Or if it hasn't yet, it's about to. Like there's some drama and somebody's going to try to pull you in, and not in a good way. Okay? Somebody's trying to pull you into their drama, and it's almost like they're trying to get you to gossip and stuff. And what'll happen is that the more you engage in that, the more it's going to kind of come back to you. And that's what this person wants. And I'm not saying that this person is mean. Sometimes it happens, unconsciously. Sometimes people do that, to take the focus off themselves, so they want to put it onto somebody else. Okay, so I want to throw that out there too. I feel like that once you have those boundaries in place, okay, it's work related. Okay, got it. Okay, I don't know if I've said this to you before, but I'm just going to share with you really fast about the blanket of protection. Okay, the blanket of protection, what it does is, and this is so important for empaths like you and me, okay, you just imagine this whole sort of blanket, or it can be any material you want it to be. It can be a bubble of protection. It can be plexiglass. It can be anything you want it to be, right? You imagine yourself inside I used to imagine myself in Glenda, the Good Witch, from The Wizard of Oz. I used to imagine myself in her bubble, right? And I would imagine myself in there, and nothing can penetrate that bubble. Okay? So, yeah. And I have a whole story behind it, which I'm not going to get into right now, but it was a game changer for me, because I was then able, you do bubble yourself. Yay. I love that. It was a game changer for me. It sounds like you understand what I'm talking about, so you probably can relate to that, right? Keep doing that bubble of protection, okay? So keep that up, keep up the good work, and don't let yourself be drawn into, you become the observer. I love that. Oh my gosh, Tracy, you're amazing. Seriously. That's so important to acknowledge. I become the observer. Yeah. So be aware of this situation where people are going to try to bring you in to their drama. Okay. Be aware that it's happening and don't allow it to. Okay. Just put on your bubble of protection. So I love it. Awesome. So, and thank you for saying it that way. I become the observer. You guys, that is such an important lesson. I become the observer. Oh, I love that. So beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so somebody else wanted to know something, or I don't know. Frank, you meditated, yay! You're hanging in there. I love hearing that. Oh, that's good. I'm very happy to hear that. I thought somebody wrote, it is so weird what is happening with the Facebook thing. I really do not understand it. Yeah, that is a really good message, isn't it? Becoming the observer. Yeah, that's so amazing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pull, mediation. See, this is what you had mediation yesterday and you're still needing answers. Okay. Really, I really hate that I read that wrong and I'm so sorry. You had mediation. Okay. So Frank, what is ask me a specific question. Okay. And you can be a little vague because I know your situation, but ask me a question and I'll hope that this, yeah. So I'm just going to say it that way. I'm hemming and hawing. You had mediation instead, not meditation. Maybe that's like Spirit's funny little way of saying, start meditating, get back into meditation, that sort of thing. So Frank, you know what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and pull a card. I'm going to use the new lunar. I'm gonna use the lunar. God, I still can't remember it. Lunar magic deck. Okay, and all right. So Frank, this is the card I'm supposed to pull for you. Yeah. I just want to tell you, this is what will the outcome be on 5/18. Okay, I'm gonna read this. I want to show you this card first. I love this card for you. And this is what I've been thinking of you for a long time. And I've probably said this to you. The new moon card, of course, right? So new moon also says, look at me. I have glasses on and I'm still doing this. New beginning, intentions, and manifestation. Okay, I'm going to say that again because, Frank, new beginning, intention, and manifestation. Okay, so Frank, in relation to the outcome at the court date on the 18th is this. Okay, you can manifest this, and this is so interesting because Bex, was it you I pulled this card for yesterday? And it's so interesting because I've never pulled that card. I mean, I just got this deck. I've never pulled that card before, and yeah, that is the card I pulled for you yesterday. Okay, that's what I thought. So interesting. I've pulled, it's a brand new deck. So of course, so what I want to say to you is this, Frank. Intentions, okay? And not a goal, okay? Goal is different than an intention, right? I want you to think about an intention that you can create for yourself around the situation, about the emotional aspect to this. Okay, this is what Spirit is telling me right now. Okay, creating an intention surrounding an emotion surrounding this situation. Okay, that's number one. Okay, that being said, the 18th. I am always hearing, as a matter of fact, going back months, I keep hearing about new beginnings. New beginnings. That's why I was so blown away when I pulled the new moon card, right? So, and I probably have told you 652 times about new beginnings for you. Focus on the new beginnings. Create new normals for yourself. All right. So there's that. However, regarding the 18th, the court situation on the 18th, I feel like that I want to talk to you about, and I know I've said this to you before, but I feel like that there's new ducks that need to be in a row. I know that sounds kind of strange, but there's more things that you could give to your attorney that will create a more of a stronger case to you for you. And they're not, you know, your guides are not telling me what those would be, but and I feel like that they will be telling you probably what that needs to be. Okay. That being said, I feel like that you're ready though. Okay. You're ready for this to be like, you're ready to move on to the next thing. Okay. That being said, I feel like there's going to be a thing. It's not going to exactly work out exactly like you have it in your head, but it's going to be strong. And further down, like you're going to really question why this situation happens in a certain way. You're going to question it, but later on, you're going to understand why it's good for you. Okay, so there's that. I prepared all the legal documents on the criminal and I already submitted them yesterday. Good, great. Okay, that feels really strong and really, really good. Now, let's get into the manifestation part. I really, really think that if you create surrounding this a very, very strong affirmation for yourself, I think that if you say it to yourself over and over and over and over again, that it is going to start to like percolate in your head and it's going to be fine. Like, I know this is a simple one and this is a generic one, but I love this for you. All is well. All is well. Right here, right now, all is well. Okay? Or you could do my old standard, I am courageous, because you are. You're being so courageous in this whole situation. You're being really, really courageous, and I love that. Okay? But I feel like that I want to talk to you about your strength, your power. Okay? Own it. I feel like that, you know, we go up and down with you understanding it about yourself. Up and down and up and down. Okay? Own it. Own your power. Okay? Find that affirmation. What I can do is, I don't know if you have my book, but I have a whole bunch of affirmations in there and, you know, find one, you know, you can even go to Google and type in, I need affirmations based on this court date, like how I need to feel confident going in or whatever, you know, it will come up. They'll come up with a whole bunch. Okay. I still feel like, and I this is the last thing I'm going to say about this, but I still feel like that there's something that, and I don't think it's the be all end all piece of like evidence per se, but I feel like that there's something that I still feel like that there's something that is not going to be pivotal in the whole thing, but there's a piece of something that is sitting there waiting for you to be waiting. I'm going to say it this way, waiting to be discovered that can be like another part to this, another piece of evidence in your favor. So I don't know. And I know we've talked about this before, but I just got to give what I get, you know, kind of thing. So there's that. Okay, so I'm going to do it this way. May 18th for Frank. What will the outcome be? Okay. Oh my God. 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 Oh my God, success. Look, I'm shaking. Oh my God, I'm shaking. Seriously. Oh my God. Secret spring, success. Success, Frank, success. Oh my God, you can't make this stuff up. Okay, you have to report back. All right. What is it? It's 11 days from now. Report back. Success. Love this for you. All right. Yeah, I love this for you. Love this for you. I'm going to be sending you and anybody else. So that would mean child custody. I think so. Oh, wow. Wow. But there's still like a little something that's going to happen in there. You're going to be like, what? But it's all going to work itself out. Okay. So I'm just saying that. All right. Now, that all being said, anybody that's on here that does any sort of energy work, like let's all just take a moment and send our best, send love, send healing, send joy to Frank. Frank, you're a gorgeous soul and you deserve all of the love and all of the healing that is available to you. So let's just all send that beautiful, beautiful energy to Frank for strength and confidence. Oh no, don't cry. Much love to you. Much love. Oh, love that. So, yes, all the best, Frank. All right, so I'm going to pull one more card for all of us. Again. That was the beginning. Oh, you're so welcome. That was the beginning. And this is the end. Oh my God. Okay, so I had, excuse me while I pick up the 2 cards that dropped on the floor. Oh my goodness. Okay, yay, I got them. Oh my God. Okay, so there's a little thing that happens when cards fly out of the deck. They're definitely the ones that we're supposed to do. All right. Oh my God. The first one that I got is Moon Mystic. I love that. And it says intuition, inner knowing, trust your visions. That one's for you, Marcy. Trust your visions. I love it. That's great. And secrets, it says. Okay. So I really feel like that this is all about trusting your own instincts, trusting your intuition. Okay. It's hard to do sometimes. Sometimes you question it, but just keep the faith. Okay. And meditate. And then the other card that fell out was the pink moon, and it's renewal, growth, rebirth, and nature. I feel like that this card is actually supposed to be about, this is also supposed to be about, for some reason, grounding. Don't forget, this is what I'm hearing from my guides. Don't forget that as important as it is to meditate and have your head in the clouds, because that's where spirit is, spirit energy, we also get a lot of energy from Mother Earth, from Gaia, So ground yourself. And how do you do that? The best way to do that is take off your shoes and socks. Go outside, stand in the grass. Don't stand on the concrete, but stand in like the grass. Stand in the dirt. I know that's dirty. I don't care, but just allow yourself to feel Mother Earth. Okay? And that is where the balance comes in. Okay? I love that. Love that. Love your Mother Earth. Absolutely. Absolutely. And don't forget, a little dirt never hurt anyone. I totally agree. Did I ever tell you guys, I used to know this lady. She's a medium and she's in spirit now. I loved her. She died when she was like 96, 98, something like that. I love this woman so much. Like, she was definitely a mother figure for me. She was a little tiny thing, and she was one of those people, she was like, oh, I'm not a medium. But then she'd go on and give you like this most amazing reading that you've ever had. Like she was extraordinary, right? Amazing medium. She would go out. She loved energy, right? She would go out in like, and I'm talking when she was like 85, she would do this. In the full moon energy, she would take off all of her clothes and go into her backyard. She lived alone, right? Go into her backyard and just stand there and like allow the full moon to energize her. And I love that. I could never in 1,000 years do that. I could never do it. I just don't, so yeah, right? But you don't have to do that. You can just take off your shoes. So that's where the balance comes into play. So at any rate, last thing I'm going to say about this is as you move forward in the next however long it is, remember about living your truth, the humanness and the spiritual. And remember that there is no wrong, there is no right, there just is. I've been saying that a lot lately. I'd forgotten about it for a while, and now I'm saying it all the time again. So, that's all I have to say for tonight. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much. And yes, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Much love to you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, you looked it up. Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius. Got it. Thank you for sharing that. Oh, you missed it, Maria Morningstar. It's okay. I'm here every week. I'm going to be here every week, 5 o'clock on Thursdays. So there you go. I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Thanks for hanging out in the spirit room. Now go shine your light. Trust your vibe. And remember to tell someone that you love them today. Namaste.